Sawyer, the video and podcast producer with the SAE CDS series. Almost said it backwards there. And we're here for the Formula SAE Knowledge Awards ceremony. We're going to be giving the awards today for the cost events, the design events, and the overall top three for the classes. So let's get into the fun. First of all, Kaylee Zundel is here, the Education Program Manager for the Collegiate Design Series. How you doing today, Kaylee?
I'm doing good, Mike. Thank you.
You're excited because this is the second one of these you got to do today, so you're like an old hat at this, right?
That's right. That's right.
You're
Yes.
just the newest YouTube star. But you have any words of wisdom here going in to the awards this today?
Words of wisdom, probably not, but just have fun. This is going to be very casual.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're just here to have some fun and recognize our teams.
I also want to, also give a shout out. We have, as far as team representation, of course, there's two classes, so we're going to have a little more representation here today. But we have a very full Zoom room here hanging out with us today. So I'm very excited. If you guys want to wave there on the screen there to everybody on YouTube world. So I'm looking forward to touching base with a lot of these team members about how their knowledge events went this year. But anyways, welcome everybody for joining us here. Again, we're recapping the cost and design events and announcing the overall knowledge. Today, also with me helping out to announce the winners for the cost event, the captain, Steve Taylor, is with us. Steve, how you doing?
Hi, doing great.
Excellent. And we'll be checking with you around the cost event as well about how things went this year. And then we also have a twofer for the design event captains. We have Edward Kasperzak and Tony Alicio with us. How you doing, guys?
Doing well. How are you?
Excellent.
Doing good.
So thank you for joining us, and we're so before we jump into the words here today, just to announce our process today, we will be announcing the winners, at which time either the photo or video provided by a team will be displayed. For most places, we'll be tossing to a lot of the teams with us here today. We will be giving student team members a few minutes to speak with us and then proceed to the next award winner or in the next set of awards. Someone from the SAE staff will be reaching out to the student teams regarding any award monies attached to the event. So let's kick off the awards. First, we're going to recap. Of course, we did do a presentation weeks ago for the presentation winners hosted back in, I think it looks like early February. It's really that long ago. Time is still weird now, isn't it? So, but first of all, in our IC class, a top three list for presentation, number 3 was Lawrence Technological University. Number 2 was Purdue University of West Lafayette. Number 1 was University of Calgary. So congratulations to those teams. And in the EV class, we had the number 3, tied for number 3, was Western University and University of Pennsylvania. And then at number 2, University of California, Riverside. And at number 1, first place, University of New Mexico. So congratulations to those presentation winners in both classes. And I believe that was the first of the knowledge events that was actually rolled out there, right, Kaylee?
Yeah, it was. Yep.
So excellent. So in alphabetical order, let's kick off with our cost event awards. Again, today with us is cost event captain Steve Taylor. Steve, how you doing today?
Good.
So before we jump into announcing the finishers, is there anything you'd like to say about this year's cost event?
Sure. Yeah, so this event was a little different from years past. We did try to tailor it to be virtual. We expanded the real case scenario. And then we also limited the cost report to only be the frame, body, and suspension. As far as the real case, it was a lot of extra work for the teams. We did end up seeing a lot of creative ideas, which our judges did enjoy. Surprisingly, almost all the teams predicted that their stock price was going to go to the moon and never come down. So I do appreciate the positivity on that.
That's fantastic. Excellent. So, and did you address there's significant change again to the real case portions, right? Requiring a cost report for one section of the vehicle. How did that go with this year?
No, I thought it went really well. Like I said, it was a lot of extra work for the teams. but at least the feedback from my judges was they really enjoyed the judging aspect of it. Next year probably will be a little different, hopefully, if we're doing it on site.
Excellent. So let's get into the winners then for the cost event then.
Yeah. So we'll start with the EV. Third place was car number 217, University of Pennsylvania. Oh, should we let them speak now, or should
Yes.
I go through it all?
Yes, go ahead. University of Pennsylvania, you're on the line.
Hi, yeah, thank you so much on behalf of the entire team. We're so excited to win this award. Thank you so much to our sponsors and our school for their continued support. And thank you to everyone at SAE and the judges for all their time. I'm proud of all the work like our team has put into this event, and I'm happy that all our work paid off this season.
Awesome. Second place is car number 248, Rochester Institute of Technology.
Awesome. Thank you very much for the award. We're very happy. We're to say this has been one of our best years in cost. We want to say thank you to all our sponsors, especially Kate Gleason College of Engineering, Dr. Munson as well as some of our others, including ANSYS, Moog. Without it, we wouldn't be able to put in the work we're able to.
Awesome. Okay, first place, cost EV is car number 218, Concordia University. I'd also like to mention that they had the highest real case score in the EV section.
Excellent.
Wow, thanks. Yeah, I would like to thank everyone at SAE and as well as our sponsors. It's been a tough year and they stuck with us. I'm very proud of the team, like everyone on it. We made a lot of big changes this year, so it's good to see that like some results are already coming in. And finally, I'd like to actually thank our newly founded business team, which actually did the majority of this presentation. And I guess it worked out. It's a good addition to the team.
Yeah.
Thank you also.
All right, moving to the IC. Third place is car number 12, Institute of MAUA. I'd also like to mention that MAUA had the highest real case scenario score overall.
Well, first I'd like to greet you all and thank for this award to SAE and to our university as well. It was great to participate into this competition. And we're sorry we won't be able to be with you on the validation event, but we hope to be there in next year.
Awesome. Second place, car number 100, University of Alberta.
Thanks. So on behalf of my team, I can wholeheartedly say we're grateful and very proud of achieving this placement in this year's competition. With all the COVID-related struggles and setbacks, it's quite a rewarding feeling to stand out amongst the many other strong competitors across the world. We'd like to thank our team's consultant professor, Dr. Jason Olfert, and all the staff at the University of Alberta's Faculty of Engineering, and of course all of our software and manufacturing sponsors and SAE alike for providing us continued support and opportunity for growth, not only in this competition, but as competent and innovative students moving forward. I'm sure like many other teams, we can't wait for next year's competition so we can compete in person. Thanks.
Awesome. So first place, IC, is car number 99, University of North Dakota. I'd like to make a couple notes about that. They had a very good real case scenario along with excellent data analysis in their real case. I also noted that their online cost report was completely updated and absolutely superb.
Thanks, Stephen. Yeah, I'd really like to thank the School of, I guess, College of Engineering and Mines to allow us to just have a facility to compete in, essentially. We've had shop access in the age of COVID. That's been kind of a struggle for a lot of teams around us. And yeah, the school, our faculty advisor, Dr. Zowie, as well as the rest of my team members, we've been doing the best job we can in the age of COVID, as well as we can't say enough about our sponsors. Honestly, they're doing a ton of work for us. And then finally, thanks to you guys. I realize it's not easy on either side to run this event or to participate. So thanks for doing what you guys do.
Awesome.
Excellent. And with that, we're going to go to the design event with Tony and Edward here. So guys, before we do jump into the announcing the winners, Is there anything you'd like to say about this year's experience since we moved from the 8-page design paper to, in some cases, a very lengthy PPT design briefing?
Yeah, it was one of the major changes this year. I think it's the first time in decades, maybe forever, that there has not been a written design report. Doesn't mean it's going away forever, but given the pandemic this year and the reuse of many of the cars from the previous year, which was actually allowed this year, we went with a different format. And I think it's been well received. We'd like more student feedback. So if you have feedback, please let us know what you thought. We're going to be making some decisions for next year, but it was great to see more of the student work presented ahead of time. I think the judges especially appreciated being able to take a look at that. Other thoughts for this year, our design process always includes the validation part of the design, which this year was not really possible in the same way as usual because of the pandemic. So for the students who have not been to competition, please remember that when you get there next year, hopefully, fingers crossed, we will expect validation of your design results, do some measurements, see how your designs, your predictions, your calculations worked out. It'll be nice to see that again. It was a little bit of a challenge to judge without having the validation part of the whole thing in there. The other thing is that knowledge transfer is a little different now. And that's very, very important, as always. And one of the places we saw that is if you look at the teams who have made finals, it's really no secret that you build on a previous year's success, and some of the teams that have made finals a lot through the years, and they just keep building on the foundation they have. And the pandemic has shaken that up a little bit. We've seen some new faces make finals this year, maybe more so than usual. And I don't know, everybody's in a little different place now. So it's been very interesting in that respect to see some teams really step up. And I don't think any teams have really fallen down, but some teams have definitely taken advantage of this pandemic to just step up, and it's exciting.
Yeah, and I guess to that, I'll just add that the motivation behind switching to the PowerPoint slide version, like the design review approach, is that kind of over the years, industry, I believe, is shifting away from written reports. Not that there isn't value in knowing how to write a good report, and this is something that amongst the design event captains I'll say we argued about a fair bit. Just in that there was definitely some differing opinions as to how vital it was to still be able to write a good report. But we were all very happy to see that the team seemed to embrace the design review approach, and really did a pretty amazing job of giving us good content, in that revised format. And that is a format, again, that at work, both the General Motors and the SpaceX and other vendors that I've worked with or whatever, that is quite often the way that we convey information in terms of getting designs reviewed and going through the process of assessing and making comparisons between concepts and that kind of a thing. So hopefully it was good for you guys as well as it was for us. It definitely gave us a really good snapshot, probably a much better snapshot of your efforts than we would have normally seen just by looking at an 8-page report. And again, as Edward had noted, the jury is still out in terms of exactly what we're going to be doing, in future years. But hopefully we'll be able to incorporate something along the same lines. Again, to give you not only just a better means for communicating information, but also something that is going to be a little more representative of what you'll be doing once you get out in industry. I'd also like to kind of note, and I guess as part of this, give credit to all the teams for kind of persevering through the last couple of years. It was pretty fair to see that, while it was kind of tough in some cases to judge designs that were, in some cases, almost like handed down from generation to generation as say the seniors graduated, last year and weren't able to actually compete in design. And then, the younger team members come in and are basically, are picking those pieces up and trying to compete in what I perceive to be a very unlevel playing field, and just in terms of, some teams got kicked out of their shops, early last year and almost haven't been able to go back in since. In some cases, they lost access to servers and computers that had vital design data on them. Other teams have almost, maybe not, maybe pushing a little bit, but almost have been able to kind of proceed as if they weren't even hindered. by COVID. So it's been an interesting year, and not only in watching how the students have kind of fought through and made things happen, but also trying to figure out how do we evenly judge teams, some of which have been greatly hindered by by the quarantines and that sort of thing, and other teams have been able to proceed almost unaffected. Obviously, everyone's been affected in some way. So it was definitely not a there weren't any clear runaways in that way, but it was definitely interesting, and I guess in many ways inspiring to see how teams have kind of fought through and made things happen, even though the normal means which they could do them have been taken away from them. So I just definitely want to commend all the teams on their efforts to make things happen, and to bring us judges their efforts in a way that, again, was pretty inspiring.
Okay, so should we get into the top three now?
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah, I'll reflect Tony's comments about thanks to all the teams. Really, I don't think anybody mailed it in this year. It was very, very impressive to see the dedication in a difficult year. So to all the teams, thank you. In terms of the IC event, incredibly tight at the top this year. In fact, I'd like to acknowledge our fourth place finisher, Michigan State University, as well, because they missed out on the top three by the narrowest of margins. It was really that tight up top. Our number three finisher was the National University of Singapore. I don't believe they're with us. Michael, is that true? They have not joined?
No, they are not representing today. They could not be with us, but congratulations to Singapore.
Absolutely. Our number two finisher, Purdue University, West Lafayette. Do you have a few words to say?
Yeah, absolutely. First, I just want to thank some key people in this result. Our faculty advisor, Todd Nelson, has really pushed the last couple of years just at a high level for a design thinking and completing the design cycle. I want to thank some of our alumni who helped out kind of practicing the presentation and some reviews we did, and then all of our presenters for all the rounds of iterations, not just on actually submitting the document and practicing for the event. And then just in terms of the format, I think we were a huge fan on the team of the new format, just because it looks like something that could really be a great piece of long-term documentation for the team, where the team in 5 years could look back and say, how were they analyzing this aspect of their car a few years ago? And so that we saw it as a really good opportunity to help us have something that'll make us do good long-term documentation for the team.
Very good. Thank you, Ben. Number one for this year in the IC class, University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I don't know if you can hear it in another room, but everybody's actually in another room. They're all super excited and celebrating really loud right now. This year has come with a lot of challenges for us, especially with COVID-19, but the team has truly pushed harder than we ever had before and grown so much. Recently celebrating our 40th season makes this super special for us, and we are truly proud of how far we've come as a team. I'd like to give a really big, massive thank you to the University of Illinois Department of Mechanical Science and Engineering, the Granger College of Engineering, all of our sponsors, and those that make SAE happen. Without you, this truly wouldn't be possible, and any of these experiences are truly owed to all of you. And of course, a massive thank you to every student that has poured their heart and soul into this team. Congratulations to you, and we can't wait to celebrate together. And overall, thank you so much for this massive honor. We are looking forward to an exciting competition season over in Vegas and Michigan.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay, let's switch over to the electric vehicles now. One comment about the electric class, not as tightly bunched at the top. And one of the things that it looks like there's an opportunity here for all the electric teams to, I don't want to say this in a negative way, but if you pay more attention to the whole vehicle, instead of just the motor and the accumulator and the electric part of it, there is a lot of low-hanging fruit there. And there's a lot of room to jump into finals in the following year if you give the rest of the car its due shake. We do see a little bit of a bias towards the electric-only part, and forgetting somewhat that there's a rest of a car as well that you need to be strong in. So that said, our third place finisher is Carnegie Mellon University. I don't believe, Michael, have they joined us? I think they're not here today.
No, they are not with us today.
All right. Well, congratulations to Carnegie Mellon. In second place, Rochester Institute of Technology. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you very much again for the honor. This year's been a great opportunity for a lot of knowledge transfer. It's been our first year. Our teams collectively worked on an electric vehicle, having gone from 2 cars back down to 1. Also want to say a huge thank you to all of our alumni who came through the team during the 2019-2020 year, and now also the ones who've taken the knowledge transfer from them and been able to provide us with this opportunity. Thank you to everyone. This has been awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Connor. That's congratulations. And in first place in the EV class, McGill University. Congratulations. Awesome job.
Thank you so much for the award. I'd really like to thank 2 big parts of the team, and that's our sponsors, especially Stelia. They really have held us through this here in Montreal. We've really been cut out of access to all our resources, and a lot of our sponsors have helped us carry through, noticed that we wouldn't be building a car this year, and given us the resources to continue and build a car in the future, and that's really appreciated. Another thing I'd like to thank is our alumni. All our alumni, our design is built year after year iteratively, and if it's not built iteratively, it's built based on the knowledge that's transferred down from us for our alumni, and they help us through the entire process. So I'd also like to take a second to thank all the alumni, and I think in general in the SAE, that's a huge, huge place that a lot of the knowledge comes from. I really appreciate the design award, and it's something that our team always works for. We work to have a solid engineering design, and it's nice to see that that's what ended up happening, even though we were unable to build this car. So I'd like to thank all the judges for taking the time to judge us, discuss with us. We learned a lot, and I'd like to see a lot more competition coming into the electric field. And I really congratulate all the teams who were able to show up this year and present something.
Very good. Thanks, Benjamin. And my thanks too to all of our design judges, my fellow design judge captains, and all the students that participated this year. Looking forward to seeing you again in person sometime soon. Take care.
Excellent. And congratulations to all the teams thus far. We're going to go to the top 3 of the overall standings. Kaylee, I believe, is going to present those to us. Kaylee, you ready for it?
I think so. we'll give it a shot here. Real quick, just to echo what everybody has already said, all the challenges you guys have been facing this year to compete. I just want to give you props for continuing with us through this season. And even last year's season, I know it wasn't easy. I know from our end as the organizers and volunteers end, it was definitely not easy. And we played a smaller part than what you guys as students played to complete the vehicle in most cases that you could, as well as attending the classes and just really just rolling with every punch we kind of threw at you. I knew this was going to be a difficult year as we just had the fluid movement of everything with all the announcements and changes. And so from that, thank you for sticking with us on that. So, all right, so let's get into announcing who our top 3 overall for each class will be. Let's start with our combustion class. So in 3rd place, a team that we know is not here with us today, probably due to the time challenge that they have, but team number 16, National University of Singapore. So congratulations to that team, National University of Singapore. In our number 2 spot, team number 23, Purdue University, West Lafayette. And Purdue, if you'd like to have a few words.
Yeah, sure. I mostly have a lot of groups and people to thank. First, just SAE for still holding this event and keeping it all moving. Just and it was critical for my last couple of years to still have it to participate in. I'm sure I speak for a lot of people in that. And then Purdue for working with us on the facilities, again, especially this year, just the way that Purdue has supported the team has been absolutely great. The sponsors for sticking with us, and really, making it that, it's clear we'll have no problem making another car next year. And then lastly, just all the people on the team, who worked through this year virtual, especially a lot of new members even we had join, and they hadn't even met the people they were working with and designing a new car for a long time. And that was pretty incredible to see. And so, just thanks for all the confidence that gives for the future of the team. And yeah, we're just incredibly proud to put up this result, our best static result, I think, probably in our whole team's almost 30-year history now. So yeah, thank you, team.
Kaylee? I think I got you on mute.
Sorry, my mouse is freezing on me, so I muted myself so I didn't interrupt Ben, and my mouse was freezing. So
It's just like having a mic go dead in the middle of a live presentation on stage.
Exactly,
It's just exact. You've been here
exactly.
before, right? In front of like 1,000 people. So
right, what's an event without some hiccups, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. It wouldn't be formula without it.
Exactly, exactly. So happy to announce, though, now that I have a voice, our first place finishers, team number 14, University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. So congratulations. And I've lost the screen, but I think it's Salim, right? Okay, if you want to go ahead and say a few words for us.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, all I can say is just to reiterate what I said before about design. We're so excited to be able to have accomplished this as a team. We've gone through a lot this season, but we're very proud of everything that we've been able to achieve so far and are very excited for what the future brings. And of course, just again, a big thank you to everybody that's helped us get to this point. We truly couldn't have done any of this without you, especially our alumni, our graduating seniors, which we'll miss terribly. We really hope to just continue to build a team and to continue to make you guys proud. So with that, thank you so much. And we're really excited to see what happens in the future for Illini Motorsports.
Great, well, thank you. All right, so we'll move on to the electric class. And so in third place, we have car number 248, Rochester Institute of Technology. And we have them with us today?
Yep, right here.
All right, there you are, Connor. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, thank you very much again. I've said it on the last two ones. This wouldn't have happened without our team, without the team behind us and the sponsors as well, and also our school. Our school's been great to work with. They've been super cooperative with all the COVID protocols, allowing us to continue working, and we're looking forward. We'll be in both Vegas and Michigan and look to put on a good show in there as well, complement what we have here. And I look forward especially to next year when we can compete with the teams who haven't been able necessarily to build a car this year.
Yes, I think we all are in agreement that we look forward to 2022 being in person. Absolutely. All right. So let's go on to our second place finisher. I have as car number 217, University of Pennsylvania. And there's Bailey.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is really exciting. Thank you again to our sponsors, especially Penn Engineering, for all of their support despite the pandemic. Our team hasn't had shop access in over a year now, so we've put a lot of effort into all of this virtual work. So it's really exciting to see this pay off. And we had a lot of sophomores, especially this year, participate in all the events and put in a lot of work. So it's really cool to see our team succeed, and I'm excited to see everything pay off, especially next year when we're in person again. So thank you.
That sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. And obviously, excuse me, in our first place finishing is car number 260, McGill University. So Ben, if you'd like to say a few words for us.
Yeah, I'd love to say a few words. We're really happy with this result, obviously. It's amazing that we've been able to see this happen, and I'm really, really proud of the team that pushed through this. It's been very nice to work with them for now 4 years. I think the biggest thing I can say, and I can say on behalf of everybody on my team at least, really nice to have this virtual competition and to have this opportunity. And we can't wait to see these cars run in real life and compete on a circuit, because I know that's what I do it for and what a lot of people here do it for. So looking forward to the future and hope to see a lot of these designs out in the world.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, thank you guys for joining us here today. Just a few words before Mike wraps us up. Again, just a quick thank you for joining us here in our little virtual studio, and for all of those watching us. Thank you for the patience you've given us this year, and moving through the competition season with all the challenges. congratulations to all of you, the award winners, and honestly, congratulations to all the teams who fought through this season with us, because it was a challenging year for everyone. Thank you to all the volunteers who helped us out. It was definitely a big challenge for there as well. Events such as design and cost, which only take one day on site, this year took 2 or 4 days, depending on the event. So that's a lot to ask of our volunteers, and we appreciate for all the help that they gave us. And then obviously for those teams who are able to join us at the validation events that are coming up in June and July, we do look forward to hosting you. And for those of you who unfortunately were not lucky enough to be able to continue building, we definitely hope we see you in 2022, because I, along with everybody else, hope we are in person for a full event, resuming back to our normal. So thank you everybody for joining. So. Oh, and then one more thing, sorry. Live results, or official results, will be posted sometime today, as soon as we get things out there after the award ceremony. And also as our 2022 season, which, we're going to try to make it look as normal as possible. As that information becomes available, we'll be posting that out on the fsconline.com and pushing out on our newsfeed app. So just stay tuned for those as well. So. That's all I have to say now.
Excellent. Well, congratulations to all the teams, all the winners, and looking forward to see everybody at the validation event here in Nevada and Michigan in the coming months. Of course, for information on that, as we mentioned so often, make sure you download that Formula SAE app and get all the updates, including the update for this video that went live today. And of course, if you haven't yet, of course, there's a link in there for the podcast, and also wherever you are already listening to the podcast, there is the Formula SAE Fastcast, and I'm sure there will be episodes in the coming weeks with information coming up into those events as well with our organizers. So especially with all the different roles and everything, and see where we're at, whatever the state's going to be here when we're going to get to June and July for those events. Thank you so much to all the students that joined us here on the line. Have a good one today. And also a special shout out to my impromptu co-producer. I'm going to give a credit to Daniel Callista out there, who helped me out in the chat, making sure everybody had the backgrounds while we were setting up today. So I want to give him a shout out there. Thank you so much, Daniel, for helping out on that. And until next time, everybody, stay safe out there, and we'll see you at a competition.